I hope your investigation is going well, Mr. Poirot.
Mr. Poirot， 把它解一解。是八字胡吗？怎么看都是八字胡哦，不是啊，宝贝。干，怎么在我房间呢？
Another golden mustache to treasure.
I hope we will be leaving soon.
Yes, sir. 嘿嘿，干，都
You
找到
can
了。
never have too many of these. I should go and interview the passengers in the restaurant car.
OK OK。
The passengers who agreed to come and talk to you are assembled, Poirot. Mr. Masterman is already...
怎么样？声音会很小声吗？不知
here
道
to answer your
看一下。妈，这声也太大声了吧！
questions.
Perfect. Thank you, my friend. Sit down, Monsieur Masterman, please.
Thank you.
Does the name Cassetti mean anything to you?
No, should it?
Have you heard of the Armstrong kidnapping case?
Of course. It was all over the news a few years ago.
Your employer's real name is Cassetti. He was the man behind that kidnapping.
Mr. Ratchet was... He murdered that poor little girl?
Mr. McQueen, the man you worked for is a kidnapper named Cassetti.
What? What kidnapping?
He murdered his victim, a child named Daisy Armstrong.
The Armstrong kidnapping?
You had no idea of Monsieur Ratchet's real name?
Damn skunk.
Why are you so upset?
My father was the district attorney who handled the case, Mr. Poirot. I saw Mrs. Armstrong more than once. She was a lovely woman, so gentle and heartbroken. If ever a man deserved what he got, Ratchet, or Cassetti, is the man. He didn't deserve to live.
Madame Olson, have you heard of the Daisy Armstrong case?
No, I've never heard of it.
It was only 2 years ago. It was famous.
Maybe so, but it was not famous in Spain, where I have been helping the refugees from Africa.
You've never heard the name Daisy Armstrong?
No, never.
Daisy Armstrong? No.
No.
No! No!
Yes. It was all over the English tabloids before I went to Jordan. A horrific crime that claimed the lives of an entire family and their wrongfully accused nanny. That's right, isn't it?
Quite so.
I thought the culprit had been punished.
Some might say that the culprit was punished last night.
Oh, my heavens.
May I ask you a few more questions?
Yes, of course.
You read about the crime, as you said, in the tabloids.
Yes, that's right. For weeks, news of the royal family was eclipsed.
Have you ever been to the United States, mademoiselle?
No, never. Jordan was really my first trip abroad.
You were in Jordan?
Yes, I was an English tutor there to the children of a high official. Until recently.
What is your relationship to Captain Arbuthnot?
Who?
A former soldier traveling with us. You must have met him.
Ah, yes, I met him on the platform in Istanbul. We only had a brief exchange of pleasantries, nothing more. British Reserve and all that.
Ah, the British Reserve. Yes, with this I am familiar.
当面质问。
That does not prove she's lying.
哎，哦，我这个游戏声音大小看不出来。没有观众，对的，这游戏版就没有观众啦。
Are you sure everything you have told me is accurate, Mademoiselle Debenham?
Of course.
Mademoiselle, I know that you met Captain Arbuthnot at the Tocatlian Hotel.
You were spying on me.
I am very attentive to my surroundings. It helps in my profession.
Well, it's your word against mine.
I had occasion to be of some assistance in recovering Captain Arbuthnot's train ticket. While searching his room, I also discovered one of your earrings. Whatever your relationship may be to the good captain, I doubt it has anything to do with British Reserve. You will not tell me your secret, mademoiselle?
I can't. I don't know what you mean.
Poirot, Miss Debenham's got nothing to do with this business. Nothing. You hear?
Oh. 光下腰。
Archie, stop.
Captain, no. This behavior
得到一个
is
成就。
unworthy of an
我会
officer
功
and a
夫。
gentleman.
Leave her alone. Have you no honor?
Archie, we should go.
Captain
这东
Arbuthnot,
西有
I am
QTE 哦。
certain you are a brave soldier, but you are a poor actor. The truth is that your relationship with Miss Debenham is beyond doubt, Captain. Your reaction was apparently that of a man trying to protect the woman he loves. I might understand that if your relationship was some cleverly disguised secret, but it is not. You make puppy dog eyes at one another at every opportunity. You cannot hide your love Everybody knows.
I advise you to stop with your accusations, Mr.
很
Poirot.
气哦。
I'm going to escort Miss Debenham back to her compartment. Make of that what you will.
What do you will?
The captain and Mademoiselle Debenham are obviously adamant about not revealing their relationship, but this scene convinced me there is more that is not so obvious.
This murder has everyone on edge. In my 25-year career, I have never seen such madness aboard the Orient Express.
I understand, my friend. The more we learn, the more perplexing this train ride becomes. But we have other clues to pursue.
What do you have in mind?
What do you have
The
in mind?
broken watch on Monsieur Ratchet's wrist, for example, and the handkerchief found near the body. Who does that belong to?
This little drama we have just witnessed has not put you off the scent.
Far from it, my friend. Will you return to your watch over Mademoiselle Locke?
Yes, I will. Dr. Constantine can probably use a break.
啊，对对对对对对对
Au revoir, Poirot.
啊，不要个宝宝。发现新谜团。啊？互动？
No, not
不是
good.
不是不是不是，检查哦，检查啦。H。
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
有7个需要确认身份。赫塔若琳·赫伯德。他。德本汉。他。汉。啊，5个而已。这个吗？
I must admit I'm not right this time.
哇，上面他们2个不是哦。1的 hit。
Et voilà.
问话。表的假设。有3个假设。
No, not good.
哦，
Let me consider all the possibilities. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. Let me consider all the possibilities. Yes, there are only 3 possible hypotheses. The watch has been tampered with, or it is out of adjustment, or it indicates the time of the murder. I shall explore these last
Time
two
of the
possibilities
murder.
before reaching any conclusions. If the watch is out of adjustment, it may be broken. There may also be another reason related directly to Ratchet. Maybe the watch is set to another time zone.
OK， 相互矛盾的资讯。显示出表在石英元件坏掉之前并未停住。
I must admit I'm not right this time.
这个吧
I do not
Eh?
think that's the right answer. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
哦，那应该还有其他的。止于凌晨1点15分。哎，不是这个，拍谁拍谁。
That's the right answer. The watch was not defective because the second hand is still moving. My little gray cells did not let
干，
me
我刚刚
down.
被乱按，我没有看到左边那个分针啊。伊斯坦堡哦，啊，伊斯坦堡在哪里啊 ？Istanbul。Istanbul。
Nice.
东方快车哦，看妈的好问题耶！啊，这边啊，
Brilliant. If this theory is correct, then the murder took
靠腰
place
跨
at
时区问题，好哦。
12:15 a.m. I must interrogate all the passengers to see if any of them have an alibi for this hour.
有哪几个人哦？哎，等一下，这个吧。德本汉，我记得是和某个太太，我忘记是谁。看，妈，这两个超像。赫伯德吧。 布克先生，
I must admit I'm not right this time.
干，揭露，我都忘记了。德本和奥尔森啊，医生和布克。 那这对啊，医生跟布克没错啊，是奥尔森哦。哦，这个选错了啦，靠北。
That's the right answer.
I'm sorry, sir, but I must concentrate on my baking.
Baking。
Sorry to bother you, Monsieur Mori. I have a question to ask you.
Please make it quick. I have a meal to prepare.
刺绣手绢，
This handkerchief embroidered with an H, is it yours?
No, I've never seen it before.
Thank you. That is all I wanted to know.
I hope your investigation won't interfere with today's menu.
There's many.
Monsieur Foscarelli, I would like to ask you a few questions, if you allow me.
Ah, Signore Poirot, is it? I was wondering when you'd get around to me. Unfortunately, you find me on a mission of mercy.
Hello, Monsieur Poirot. Sorry, we have a small problem. The orange juicer has broken down and I can't
Orange
fix it.
juice.
Mr. Foscarelli has kindly offered to help me.
It isn't a car engine, but I am doing my best.
Even with the two of us, we can't manage.
Let me guess. You call upon Poirot to help.
I'd be happy to answer your questions when we finished.
修理柳橙榨汁机。
The machine is broken.
It's a real brain teaser.
啊？靠腰，放这个啊。快点。啊？啊？哦。哎，我干这个可以拿起来，靠呗。哎，没有啊。哦。哦，它只能放一个。不行哎，它这个程式也都乱写，那这个整个滑鼠那个，我点完之后，那滑鼠都自己乱跑，要靠北七。啊，不是这个、啊，它可以放2个啦。哦。
Voila, it should work correctly now.
盖起来。
Bravo! I should stick to automobiles.
Well, now we can talk calmly. Monsieur Foscarelli, is it?
Antonio Foscarelli, delighted, Monsieur Poirot.
You have, of course, heard about Ratchet's murder last night.
Oh, naturally. It is all anyone is talking about.
阿姆
Have
斯
you
壮
ever
案。
been to the United States?
Yes, it has been a primary market for our cars for the last 10 years.
You remember the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The name, yes?
Armstrong.
It was a little girl. A baby, was it not?
Yes, a very tragic affair. Did you know that Cassetti, the kidnapper, was actually Ratchet?
Oh, no. Then he deserved to die. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Can you tell me your movements on the night of the murder?
I went to bed right after dinner, but I slept very badly. My roommate, Mr. Masterman, had a toothache. Oh, he moaned all night. It woke me up several times.
Did you hear anything or notice anything unusual?
No, nothing that I can think of. I stayed in my bed all night.
Well, thank you, Mr. Foscarelli.
I'm sorry I couldn't help more, Signore. I remain at your disposal if you should need me.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Poirot. I can put orange juice back on the menu.
规缸那点 juice。
Enchanté, mademoiselle. You are Hildegard Schmidt?
I am La Folle. And you, I know, are Herr Poirot.
Correct. May I ask you for a few minutes of your time to answer a few questions?
With pleasure, but first may I ask for your help?
Why does this not surprise me?
I don't know.
I am at your service, Fraulein.
My mistress, Princess Dragomirov,
到
has
底
asked
是
me to
啥
open
小
this
啊？
traditional
每个都要我帮
Matryoshka
忙。
doll. There is a trinket inside she must retrieve.
Madame, in my experience, each Russian nesting doll simply pulls apart to reveal the next one inside.
Indeed. Yet try it for yourself.
As you wish.
Ah, you are a gentleman.
傻小。好腰，还有这种。干！啊？这不对吗？看起来很对啊。哦，干，那你也爽啊？啊，插在哪里？滚！这样子吗？还是这样？这样？啊，是安尼？啊，我是阿仔哦。这个到底在冲啥小？花。 粉红紫蓝，好，粉红紫蓝。到底是啥小？哦，红在哪里？这个检查，这傻小，右二下一。啊！是我最亲爱的朋友。
Inscription reads, "To my dearest friend."
Thank you very much. This doll reminds her of her youth in Russia. It was very hard under the Soviet regime, but thanks to her strength of will, she rose to be the head of a museum of antiquities in St. Petersburg. Even though she now lives in Berlin, it is said that the Kremlin still fears her.
She must be a formidable woman indeed. You are her maid?
I am her companion. I help her in her daily tasks, and I keep her company.
Ah, forgive me. You will have heard of Ratchet's murder last night.
Yes, of course. Everyone is talking about it.
Can you tell me how you occupied your time last night?
Just after we left Istanbul, I had tea with my roommate, Fräulein Locke. I went to dinner with the princess, and when I returned to my compartment, Fräulein Locke was already asleep. A little later, Herr Michel, the conductor, came to get me because Madame la Princesse needed my help. Her back troubles her. I massaged her for about an hour.
Do you remember the time?
I'm sorry, I do not, mein Herr.
Have you lost a handkerchief embroidered with an H, madame?
Oh, no, monsieur.
I thought perhaps since your first name is Hildegard.
It is not mine, I tell you. I could not afford something so nice. I have no idea who it belongs to.
My apologies, I did not mean to alarm you. Thank you for answering my questions, madame.
Thank you, thank you.
Monsieur, I am Hercule.
I know who you are, Monsieur Poirot. What do you want?
Answers to a
What do you
simple
want?
question or two.
All right, but quickly. My wife is quite ill. I would like to stay by her side.
I promise. First of all, I imagine you know about the murder.
Of course. The Countess is terribly distressed.
Your full name?
Rodolphe Adreny.
Your home is?
Budapest.
And how do you come to be aboard the Orient Express?
I am a Hungarian diplomat. My family has represented our homeland since the revolution from the Soviet Union in 1956. I was on my country's business in Istanbul. Business which I cannot discuss.
And your wife often accompanies you on your diplomatic missions?
Yes, and why not? Was there anything else you wanted to know?
Wanted to know？ 匈牙利人，外交官，34岁。
Et voilà. Can you tell me how you spent last night?
I was in our compartment with my wife. She went to bed early. I played a video game on my phone. Around 11 o'clock in the evening, my wife woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. She took a sleeping pill. As for me, I went to bed soon after that and slept straight through until morning.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I was posted to the Hungarian embassy in Washington for a year.
You knew perhaps the Armstrong family.
Armstrong? It is difficult to recall. One meets so many people.
It was the kidnapping of a child, a very sad affair. The culprit was the man on this train who called himself Ratchet, the one who was murdered last night.
Indeed. It sounds like justice finally caught up with him.
Thank you for your time. Now, I'd like to speak to your wife, if you don't mind.
It's impossible. As I told you, my wife is very ill. Thank you, and good luck with the investigation.
直接被甩门。
Eh bien, the good count does not appear to want me to talk to his wife. Monsieur, if I am to catch this murderer, I will need your help.
My help? I am at your service, Poirot.
You are obviously a devoted husband, Count Andrini.
My wife means the world to me. There were questions in Budapest about a Hungarian diplomat marrying an American woman.
It did not deter you.
I would have given up my position for her. I would think it is universal.
举世皆然，哇，
married,
翻真好。
Mr. Poirot?
No, I fear marriage is not for me. But her condition, is it very grave?
She is suffering a bout of vertigo. You understand? The room spins.
愚公
I think Dr. Constantine could help your wife.
There is a doctor on this train? I did not know. Where is this doctor?
他没空。
I think Dr. Constantine is in the lounge car. If not, perhaps the conductor can tell you where he is.
Very well, I will find him. Thank you very much.
干白的我也是蛮贱的。我还有一个成就哎，第一次就尝试说服他离开。
Forgive me for intruding, madame. I am
干嘛好笑的？
Poirot.
I know who you are, Mr. Poirot. I overheard you send my husband on a wild goose chase.
Your husband cares for you greatly, madame. I apologize for exploiting
干
that
好好
fact.
笑。
But the situation is urgent, and I need to ask you a few questions.
Apology accepted. I realize you must speak to everyone. This horrendous murder. It's very upsetting.
That is a beautiful music box.
Please don't touch the music box. It's a fragile family heirloom.
Your accent, is it American? Boston, perhaps?
You have a good ear, Mr. Poirot. Yes. Born and raised in what we call the Back Bay.
Are you in the diplomatic service like your husband?
No, not officially. I was still in college when I met Rudy 2 years ago. I keep myself busy handling his scheduling, travel, appointments.
Ah, what is this saying? Behind every great man there is a great woman.
That was the saying. Today one might reverse the sentiment as well, don't you think?
Of course, I stand corrected.
美国人，他是无业39
Do not think that's
21，哇，差这么多岁啊！
I'm
他
right
13岁
again. That happens to me a lot. A handkerchief embroidered with an H was found at the crime scene. By any chance, does your first name begin with an H?
No, my first name is Elena, with an E.
Can you tell me what you did last night?
Well, my husband and I went to dinner. Then we came back here. We went to bed around 10 o'clock. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't, because of the shaking of the train. I suffer from vertigo. I finally took a sleeping pill, and that did the trick.
When did the train's motion prevent you from sleeping?
Between midnight and 2 a.m. I know because I must have looked at my watch about 10 times.
I see.
I see. 有问题。
Come now, Countess. You are not telling me the truth.
Why do you say that?
停驶
The train stopped at 12:30 a.m. due to snow, so there was no shaking of the train. But you told me that it was the shaking that prevented you from sleeping.
I don't know, you're confusing me. My vertigo.
真好用这一招。
A man died last night. You can't talk nonsense just because you're sick. You are hiding something from me.
How dare you? I didn't do anything wrong.
干，我要去讨拍他，靠北。你也要跑大地游戏了。
That was unkind, I know, but my strategy worked. I can now inspect this room in peace.
好有心机啊！
There seems to be something missing here.
啊？
It's closed.
It's closed. 那应该有什么线索？等一下再来看。The Great Gatsby, Gatsby. 安眠药。
These must be the sleeping pills that Countess Andreni took last night.
这应该有线索，我看一下。我把它再看一次。
There seems to be something missing here.
Missing here. 花花、叶子、鸟鸟。哎，等一下，花花是在，花花是正中间哦。 这是这样吗？哎，
It's closed. It's closed.
It's closed. 鸟鸟，叶子。
It's closed.
我看一下，不是呢，这个是花花吗？ 还是里面的圆盘？我看一下。焦阿巴、普劳鹅、利普、哎，这个也可以解。 为什么要去捡人家他妈私密东西啊？人家你靠北。
It's closed. It's closed. It's closed.
等一下，不是啊，这个我看不懂啊。啊？为什么是花花树叶鸟鸟？为什么啊？花花要从这边开始看吗？由左往右吗？是这样吗？ 这个是要听吗？要怎么听？等一下，啊，插在哪？上面有一颗。不行哎、这到底在冲我笑？啊？啊？为什么？我还是不懂。啊？哎，等一下，这个我就会了。这个是星星、音符、月亮、太阳。月亮、太阳是这边。
An engraving written in, I believe, Russian Cyrillic. It looks like a first name.
A first name. Huh? Hay有东西吗？没了。没东西啦。啊？啊，还有什么东西？哦，这个是哦，靠北在这里哦。啊，懂了懂了，但是。
An engraving.
不是啊，啊然后嘞？啊不是啊，啊我还有什么地方？哎，靠腰，这太夸张了吧！给我美丽的年轻小姐 Helena and Sonia.
It's Countess Andreni with an older girl. For my beautiful young ladies, Helena and Sonia. Helena with an H.
Poirot! Have you no shame?
Monsieur, I am afraid shame is not a very helpful emotion for a detective trying to get at the truth.
What are you doing in our compartment?
I am investigating a murder, Count Andreni.
My wife is ill.
My apologies, monsieur, but your wife seemed in perfect health when she left the room to find you. I do apologize, but I needed to search your compartment.
You will regret this, Poirot.
Please, Count. You aren't going to challenge me to a duel, are you? Countess, I'm afraid I took the liberty of inspecting your little music box.
How dare you?
The message in the medallion was addressed to you and Sonia. Sonia Armstrong, your older sister, the mother of Daisy, the murdered child.
I am a Hungarian diplomat. You have no official standing here. You have no right to search.
No, Rudolph. Let me speak. It's useless to deny what this gentleman says. I'm Helena Goldenberg, the sister of Sonia Armstrong, and Daisy was my niece. The music box is a gift from my sister's godmother, a very close friend to my mother. We hid the truth from you when we learned that the man killed last night was the person who destroyed my family. I panicked. I didn't want to be accused.
That is also why you lied about the H in your first name?
Exactly. Your ferreting about looking for the H is obviously part of your investigation.
If I found a handkerchief in Monsieur Ratchet's room embroidered with an H, I might suspect you had been there.
A handkerchief? I don't have any handkerchiefs embroidered with my initial. To be honest, that sounds awfully old-fashioned to me.
I give you my word of honor that last night, Helena never left her compartment. My wife is telling you the truth, Poirot.
I hope so. I'll let you rest.
I hope so.
The matter of the H on the handkerchief still needs clearing up. But first I should check the inscription on the back of the medallion.
有问题，有问题。刻字的翻译。是 H， 我看一下，然后这是 A， 然后这是 T， 很像 T 的东西。哎，没有符号很像的，是这个哦 G 哦 ，A。L， 这是 N 哦，这是 R。
I must admit I'm not right this time.
不是吗？ T 吗？
Natalia. Would it be Natalia Dragomirov? She is the only Russian passenger on the train. In addition, her first name begins with an H in Cyrillic. That was easy.
That was easy. 靠北。Hello.
Madame Hubbard, may I ask you a question or two? It won't take long.
Anything I can do to help.
Have you misplaced a handkerchief recently?
No, I don't think so. Why?
We found a handkerchief embroidered with the letter H, so I thought it might have been yours.
I'm sorry, but it's not. It may belong to Miss Schmidt, Princess Dragomirov's lady's maid. I believe her first name is Hildegard.
It is a possibility.
Hildegard.
Anyone could be lying, of course. I thank you, madame.
哦，他询问比较快哦，没有他的事情。888。都不给人敲门，直接进去，这很靠北。当侦探就可以这样为所欲为。
Well, it has been a while since I have seen one of those.
Hello. Can I do something for you?
Hello, Monsieur Hardman, I believe. You have heard of the murder?
Cyrus Hartman. Yes, and the fact that there's been a murder is all over the train.
You do not seem very concerned about it, monsieur.
It's not the first murder I've run across.
I had no idea the selling of toys was so dangerous. I did overhear you mention at dinner that this is your profession.
Toy salesman is a cover. I'm a private detective, just like you, from the U.S.
US。哎，他说他是侦探吗？
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Is this handkerchief embroidered with an H yours?
Do I look like the kind of guy who would use a handkerchief like that?
但我被呛哎，靠北。
Monsieur Hardman, have you heard of the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The kidnapping 3 or 4 years ago? Who hasn't? Why?
Ratchet's real name was Cassetti. I have reason to believe he was the kidnapper.
What? He killed that little girl? No, I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken the job.
哦，你是接他的哦。
Were you on duty last night?
You bet. I kept my door open a crack and I watched all night. No one entered that car who didn't belong there.
Did you see anything in particular?
The conductor, Michelle, he was there most of the time too, except for 15 minutes or so after we left Vinkovsky. He must have answered a call from Ratchet's room. Then he was absent again for a while around 1 a.m. After that, he didn't move until 5.
I did not expect to find another detective on this train.
I just finished a job in Istanbul when I received an email from Ratchet. He hired me to protect him.
Something you failed to do.
I'm not happy about that. He'd received some threatening letters. I was supposed to watch his back, and yeah, something I failed to do. But he seemed to think he was in more danger when he left the train.
He was traveling to Paris?
I assume so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Can anyone on this train confirm your identity?
Yeah, that McQueen kid, Ratchet's secretary.
威胁的起因。
Did you have any idea who was behind the threatening letters?
I don't know his name, but Ratchet told me he was a small man. Dark hair, with a womanish kind of voice.
Oh, thank you for your help.
Hmm.
Thank you for answering my questions, Monsieur Hardman.
Listen, Poirot, I know I fell down on the job, but if you need help, any at all, let me know. I'd like to make it right.
OK， 爸。哎。
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
I'm sorry, madame, but a man has been murdered. I must ask you a few questions.
You must have misunderstood me. I cannot speak to you just now.
Madame, I know that Sonia Armstrong is your goddaughter.
Come in, please.
OK。
Please forgive my intrusion, madame, but I really must ask you some questions.
Then ask. I'll answer if it pleases me.
We have not been properly introduced, yet I have observed her a couple of times, so I can already deduce some things about her.
About her. 博物馆馆长。 俄国人。
Think, Poirot, that is not...
85歲。哇，85歲真係夭壽喎。
That's the right answer. I will first ask you about last night. Will you tell me your movements?
I went to bed just after dinner. I read until 11, then tried to sleep. Later I woke.
What caused you to awaken?
I suffer from back pain, a consequence of old age interfering with an active life. I called Schmidt around 12:45 a.m. to give me a massage. She did so until I fell asleep.
How long was she with you?
A good hour, I would say.
I see.
I see.
The first initial of your first name, Natalia, in the Cyrillic alphabet looks exactly like the letter H in the Latin alphabet.
I'm Russian, Monsieur Poirot, and I was the head of a museum of antiquities in St. Petersburg for decades, until I moved to Berlin recently. I'm familiar with Cyrillic.
This handkerchief is yours, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I lost it.
It was found in Monsieur Ratchet's room. Can you explain to me why Madame Schmidt didn't identify the handkerchief? She must have known it was yours.
Possibly to protect me. She is very loyal. Your next question will be, how did my handkerchief come to be lying by a murdered man's body? My reply to that is that I have no idea.
That
I have no
is not
idea.
an answer, madame.
It is all I am able to give you.
I must tell you, Princess Dragomirov, I have discovered something astonishing.
And that is?
You are Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
You make that sound like a revelation. I have never hidden the fact, monsieur.
You knew Colonel Armstrong well, then?
I knew him slightly, but his wife, Sonia Armstrong, was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother, the actress Linda Arden. Linda Arden was a genius, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Very well. But this links you to the Armstrong kidnapping case. Helena Andreni is the sister of Sonia Armstrong, the late mother of Daisy Armstrong, kidnapped and killed by the man who was murdered on this train, Ratchet.
Indeed. Was it he? Then justice has at last been served.
Allow me to summarize.
Do I have a choice?
First coincidence, I shall call
Do
it.
I have any choice?
You are close to the Armstrong family, and the presumed assassin of Daisy Armstrong was killed while you were on board the same train. Second coincidence, your handkerchief happens to be found at the foot of the victim's bed. Third coincidence, one of the stab wounds inflicted on the body was by a left-handed person. You are left-handed. That is a lot of coincidences, Princess Dragomirov.
Well, Monsieur Poirot, call it fate. If you report to the police your coincidences, they will laugh. A woman of my age and frailty has violently murdered a man? With how many potential witnesses who saw me doddering along the corridor in the middle of the night like Lady Macbeth?
You are right, Princess. You could not work alone, which means you have one or more accomplices. And it is only a matter of time before I find out who they are.
I would appreciate it if you would remove yourself from my room and take your fantasies with you.
哦，生气哦！
Привет!
啊干，你一定有问题，就 Brita 的。我上个厕所。 好，交叉比对。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. That's the right answer.
That's the icon stir. Hook. 直接给他开门，这很靠谱。
Monsieur McQueen, may I ask you a question?
Anything I can do to help, Mr. Poirot?
明明就已经问到了。
This handkerchief embroidered with an H. Is it yours?
No, I don't use cloth handkerchiefs.
Thank you. I won't bother you anymore.
I won't bother you anymore. 101哎，没人啊。
Oh, Poirot, you're there. She hasn't moved, but she seems to be waking up little by little. What about you? Your investigation progresses?
I find myself helping everyone with their problems before they can help me with mine. I have shifted boxes, helped with hangovers, repaired an orange juicer, unlocked some Russian dolls, all so my investigation can proceed.
Don't forget the dessert recipe.
How can I?
Truly, the labors of Hercules.
My friend, I would rather clean out the Orgeon stables. Yet, I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Oh, tell me everything.
The embroidered handkerchief belongs to Princess Dragomirov. I also found out that she was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
On the same train with the little girl's murderer?
Exactly. Also, Elena Andreni is the younger sister of Sonia Armstrong, Daisy's mother.
Another passenger connected to the Armstrong case?
Yes, Book. What are the odds, do you think? But I cannot see either woman stabbing Ratchet over and over again in a frenzy. And they apparently have alibis.
Alibi?
I had 3 theories concerning the broken watch. It could have been tampered with. It could have been out of adjustment before the murder. Or, of course, it could indicate the actual time of the murder. The only hypothesis I could rule out was that the watch was out of adjustment. For the others, they are impossible to verify. So the watch is of little use to the investigation.
And I was convinced that it indicated the time of the crime. 2 women involved in the Armstrong case.
Let us not forget our patient here. There are 3 women.
There's 3 women.
She seems to be waking up.
他继续讲故事的哦，我要继续听。
What's happening to me? Did I fall asleep again?
Indeed, Mademoiselle Locke. Did you take any medication? Sleeping pills, for example?
No, I never use sleeping pills.
I inspected your cup. You can clearly see that there is a residue of something at the bottom. I'm sure a lab test would confirm you were drugged. Most likely an overdose. That would explain your battle to shake off the effects.
You think Fräulein Schmidt did it?
She certainly had the most opportunity, but why would she?
But no one knew who I was. It's impossible that someone deliberately targeted me.
被下药，有2个。等一下， 我刚刚没有注意听，哎，完蛋了。One two three， 胖胖的，好，那就是你的胖胖的。看哪个面相最衰小，啊，就是你了。
I do not think that's
两个都不对。我们两个吧。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
哎，都不对。Mito。
Fräulein Schmidt or
哎，
Monsieur
没错。
Michel may have drugged the tea that Mademoiselle Loeb drank. Fräulein Schmidt or Pierre Michel could have drugged your tea. They are really the only two people on this train who could have done it. But why would either one do it?
Mr. Poirot, I'm feeling much better. I'd like to bring you up to date to why I ended up on this train.
If you are able, I would very much like you to finish your story.
Very well then. After the Daisy Armstrong case was officially closed, I put out a standing request to the police departments in the Boston area for anything on Michael Clark. But he didn't turn up on their radar. I even set up an anonymous tip line for news about Clark. That's how I met Braid, a sketchy contact on the dark web, but they found nothing I could use.
得到成就，第6章完成，一切都连起来了，哎，真的
4 long
连
years
线。
passed without anything new. Every day I looked at the evidence board I put up in my apartment bedroom. Then this morning, a police report landed on my desk that changed everything. I paid a visit to the police property room and took home a box full of clues. There was his name. Michael Clark.
Michael Clark。哎，等一下，我剪个8字胡。
A gold mustache. Thank you very much.
哎，这一张只有一个哦，干太少了吧？这是我家哎，有猫哎，哎，看我啊！但他不看我，他只会看外面。
I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet. I don't have time to check the latest crimes. I need to focus on Daisy's case.
将板上的2个项目连起来，建立连结，对调调查出结论。哦，这个要等等吧。先看这个。
A bill from the power company with, I'm sure, plenty of excuses why my rates keep going up. For the discriminating traveler. Also for the overworked detective who never seems to have time for a vacation. Well, I can dream, can't I?
拿起。Berkshire Police。胸口中了一枪而身亡。2018年的秋天干，他现在是冬天，哎，哦干5年了，靠北。
This is Michael Clark? He doesn't look anything like the journalist I interviewed. Michael, you have earned a place on my evidence board. This is Michael Clark? He doesn't look anything like the journalist. Michael, you... Years of no new leads in the Armstrong case, and then this. Michael Clark, the sarcastic reporter, my prime suspect in the kidnapping, murdered 4 years ago?
所有重要线索都可以把它贴上去哦。好， 绑架案的小木屋钥匙圈。哦，那时候是2019年的3月29号。
Fluffy. Daisy's plush toy. Suzanne's hair, so conveniently left in the cabin for us to find. It was planted. I knew she was innocent.
忘案。
The lab team found this keychain in the cabin, but they wouldn't have bothered to examine the keys once the DA shut down the investigation. The keys were just tossed in the evidence box along with everything else. It's too unusual not to demand a closer look.
怪怪的，怪怪的。啊，我就把它打开来看。看，很小，靠腰，妈的要拼拼看哦。啊，哦，屁啦！我最好他妈警方这么久没有找到这个线索。我是不相信的。
USB key. Let's plug it into my PC and see what nasty little secret it contains.
按错了。牛角面包，这小，啊？在干嘛？我看一下。哦，是这样哦。
What do they call this? Brass knuckles? Knuckle dusters? Illegal in Massachusetts. Possession alone can lead to serious jail time.
还有吗？这是啊？等一下，重来。1、2、3、8、4、5、6、7、8，9对，9、10、11、12，还有吗？啊，不是这样子玩吗？啊，哦，不是哦，那等等，3569，哇
Key knife. They sell them on the internet for self-protection.
3、5、6、9，靠背，我想说，干，
What do we find?
自作聪明。
A capsule and a smell. Bitter almonds. Cyanide.
Huh? 有差吗？没差啊。
What do we have here? A flashlight. They can also conceal knives, but in this case we
那太
have
扯了吧？
lockpicks. So clever. All that evidence and yet no DNA found.
No DNA found.
The only fingerprints found on the bottle were Suzanne's. Shaved off the Metro beard. But I'd recognize that smug bastard anywhere. The man I interviewed 4 years ago posing as Michael Clark. This goes on.
Michael Clark. 收集的第一个道具，他的驾照。
Absolutely nothing on this Cassetti. His driver's license is almost surely a fake.
Mao. 看我一眼啊，猫！你在办案啊？
I've read it probably 10 times already, but I can't get enough of it. Don't know why. Maybe because it helps me sleep?
Maybe. 睡前阅读一本书。
I don't have time to waste on magazines.
干。昨天被发现死亡。
I knew it! The faces don't match at all. They are clearly two different men. I should run facial recognition on my computer.
人脸辨识。
So, Ratchet's real name was Cassetti.
Hmm. 我看一下，还有什么关系？ 这跟有猫的头哎，猫的影子头。
Okay, the real Michael Clark has been dead for years. Let's see if the photo of the fake Michael Clark matches someone in the database of known criminals. I've tried this several times in the past few years, but came up empty. Maybe whoever he really is has finally made a mistake.
Really is? 啊，这个人脸辨识是用人工去辨识哦，靠背哦。
That could be him, but he looks pretty different.
有什么变化？头
Yes,
发。
he seems different at first glance, but still, it's the same person.
That's it.
That's it.
Nice.
Nice.
No, I did something wrong.
干不上。
He's changed his appearance a lot. Probably had some plastic surgery on his nose, but there is no doubt it's the same person. Let's see why he was arrested.
"但有被盗的古代文物哦。
Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statuettes. What recent information does the database have on you? It's so frustrating. I have a name, but I can't find anything about him. But I know just who to call.
Robot Defense League, we are monitoring this call.
Hello, Braid. Long time.
Oh, Joanna. Hey, how may I assist you?
I need you to search the dark web.
Yeah, can you narrow that down a little? Cause, it's pretty big and pretty dark out here.
Could you find intel about a Samuel Ratchet?
Samuel Ratchet. Got it. Bad dude?
They don't come worse.
Bad dude?
Send me what you find by email.
Alright, hang on. Okay. Yeah, okay, nope.
Nope.
And okay.
I'm interesting.
Oh, this might be something. I gotta do a deeper
Could be
dive, but
something.
you should find this interesting. Could be coincidence if I believed in them. Emailing details.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
谢谢
Here to
你。
save mankind. Oh, it's a cookbook.
这是 AI 还是真人啊？到底是他想？麦奎恩欸，啊？
The Orient Express. I'm gonna print these tickets and put them on the board. The Orient Express departs from Istanbul next week. Interesting. I'll put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
The event? Some old train. But that face, that man.
"爱德华马斯特曼的东方快车车票。
Goodbye, Michael Clark. Hello, Samuel Ratchet, the man who stole your identity and your life.
嘿嘿，
This is Ratchet's ticket. Next week, a certain Edward Masterman will be on the Orient Express. Ratchet will be traveling on the Orient Express in a week.
In a week.
Hector McQueen will be on the Orient Express next week.
他吧？哎，不是啊。Micron.
The person traveling with Ratchet has the same last name as my district attorney during the Armstrong case?
那这个是谁？啊？这个
Foscarelli will be on the Orient Express next week.
这个车票谁啊？不是他吗？
I knew it. He's the son of my former DA. He goes on the evidence board.
哦，少了你是不是？
Here's what Hector McQueen looks like. Hector McQueen is the son of District Attorney McQueen. As Ratchet is alive, the dead man can only be Noah.
哦，这个应该是随便乱连连看吧？哎，啊，怎么突然连起来了？傻小，通话记录。
I know that face. That's John Armstrong's driver.
哦，难怪。嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟。哒哒哒哒。
The DA resigned soon after the Armstrong case. It haunted him just as it has haunted me.
它有连过的，它就那个啦，会变成那个灰色的。哎，可是这也太好笑了吧
These tickets were all booked by McQueen.
哦，对对对对对对对。
This guy works for Ratchet, and if that's a coincidence, I'll eat my badge.
Wow, 连起来了。 嘿嘿，到处乱连，我现在已经不想解谜了，好累哦。我看那只猫的头就好了。我那全部连到没有绿色的线就好了嘛，对不对？聪明。 嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟，我总会点完的。这个点完了，上面应该没点。嘟嘟，大家明明就有关系。还有什么
Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just what recent. I knew it. He's the shaved off the man I interviewed, shaved off the Metro beard man I interviewed 4 years ago, posing as Michael Clark.
全部看完了。啊，他如果没连到的就没了，这样麻烦了。看还有什么东西没连到？哦，不是啊，还有哪个地方没有连到啊？看不出来。一个一个找吗？吐血吧。刺青。 一个一个点，我受不了了。等一下，我要吐血了！我想要看剧情啊！啊，你没有提示啊？这没东西啊！猫，跟我讲该怎么做。猫，我好乱啊，猫。啊！在想，啊？我还有什么证据吗？啊？我不是找完了？那找完了？哎，这个很容易卡关呢。之前是遇到同样情况。
Mr. What recent information does the database have on you? The Orient Express. I knew it. He's the son of my former DA.
Ah? 所以到底是怎样？我再一个一个检查。我吐血了，这个玩的有点太夸张了。不是啊，他这个连提示都没有啊，死定啦！1、2、3、4，这个这个有了。下面5个检查过了，然后绕一圈。没了。啊 ，Daisy 嘞？这个。 张票。哈？这不是卡在这里吗？那卡在哪里啊？别闹了，大哥啊！全部连过啊！啊！哎，干我卡住哎！哎，太扯了吧
I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet.
哎，大哥啊，不是啊，这个，等一下，谜团。看，只用敲那板子把收集到的线索连起来。妈，你在讲干话，我也知道啊。哦，不是连起来的吗？啊？他是怎样？我完了，我真不知道怎么办哎。这难道没有连起来吗？嗯？
Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statuettes. What recent information does the database have on you? The Orient Express. I'm gonna print these tickets and put them on the board.
啊
I knew it. He's the son of my former DA.
哎，这个有点夸张哦，这个真的是卡住的哦。我现在完全是卡关状态哦。这个已经，哦，在身上有什么东西？这什么？哦，USB 随身碟啊，我不能插进去啊。
I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet.
有啊。
Shaved off the Metro beard. The man I interviewed. Shaved the man I interviewed 4 years ago, posing as Michael Clark.
哎，他是不是卡住了？别闹了，全部都不是绿色的线了，都连过一次了，吐血。有 bug 哦！哎，这不能叫微软的，这不是微软的问题啊。等一下，我真的会吐血。救命啊！我去查一下攻略，干，那个是太夸张了。阿斯加东方快车攻略，哎，不是啊，这有 bug 啊！哎，啊，为什么 Google 坏掉了？是不是？ 哎，看 Google 坏掉了。第7章，妈，这是超夸张的。嗯，等一下，等一下，等一下，为什么他有触发，我没有触发？等一下，他的线，我来比对一下我的线跟他的线。截图一下。哎，啊，不行，这样子 ，Open in， 哦，哎，有扫哎，哎，我扫了什么东西？哎，他说我有扫东西哎，这一块有扫哎，傻小，啊，这里吗？他这不是看过了？这都看过啦、对啊。等一下，他怎么触发的？我去看一下。嗯，拍谁哦？卡关了，而且很北七。啊啊？什么？ 啊？他有触发一个东西，我没有触发这个
Shaved off the metro beard. But I'd recognize that smug bastard anywhere. The man I interviewed 4 years ago posing as Michael Clark.
啊？哦，靠腰，还可
Maybe
以
they
转哦。
needed to show the ransom to someone to check if the serial numbers were still on record. I'll print them. On the wall they go.
叮你啊！吐血。有了！哇，你死定了！
This tattoo is the same on both pictures. Damn, Ratchet is taking the Orient Express next week. McQueen, the district attorney's son, is too. Foscarelli, the Armstrong chauffeur, is too. It can't be a coincidence. McQueen and Foscarelli must have decided to take revenge and will undoubtedly attack Ratchet on this train.
This train.
I have to be on the Orient Express to stop them. And above all, I must stop Ratchet. But I can't do it in Istanbul because there's no extradition treaty with the United States. Ratchet can never be judged in the US without an extradition treaty. I'll have to wait until he's in Paris to have him arrested.
取得一张。
Every compartment is taken for this special anniversary journey. It's impossible to find a ticket. What can I do?
黄牛票。
Let's find out who's traveling on the Orient Express. Time to call Braid. Braid! It's me again.
I haven't found anything useful yet.
I need one last favor. But it's a big one.
Uh-oh.
Can you find me the list of passengers of the Orient Express for that anniversary trip?
Hold on. Jeez, their IT is surprisingly good. Maybe because of the big event. I found the list, but they sealed my back door as I was starting to capture it.
Oh no.
Whoa, calm down. I got one name. Female. The name I got before they kicked me off the server was Stacy Johnson. Do you feel like a Stacy Johnson?
The question is, how is she going to feel about
Stacy
helping me?
Johnson.
That's one you'll have to figure out for yourself. I gotta go back to weaving my magic on the web.
Magic. I like magic. 猫啊，你都不提示我，我终于没有卡关了。猫啊，爱与绝望。
Hello, is this Stacy Johnson?
Who's asking?
Reporter.
I'm a journalist for a major online site.
I've had it with journalists. I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
Wait. My name is Joanna Locke. I'm a police detective.
And I'm just an actress. Now what did I do wrong?
Nothing. I need your help. I need to take your place in the Orient Express.
Is this a joke? No way.
No way.
I can get an arrest warrant if you don't cooperate.
You gonna pull it out of your hat? I've done nothing wrong. Lately. I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
Wait. Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
Of course I do. That poor little girl.
I'm a police officer. I have a new lead that may help me find her killer.
Wait, didn't they prove it was the nanny?
I have found compelling new evidence. I've reopened my investigation.
You know, I had my doubts about the murderous nanny. I played a nanny a couple years ago in a slasher. It was killed in the first episode, but
我第一集就
got me
死了。
interested in helping kids.
Stacy, please. You say you help kids?
Well, I joined a couple of associations who are trying to help underprivileged kids. If this little girl's real killer is still out there somewhere, I'd do anything I could to help.
Getting me on that train will help more than you can imagine.
So, you want my ticket for the Orient Express? But I booked it months ago. I was so much looking forward to this trip.
Stacy, I can tell you care about kids. Here's your chance to help put this beast in prison for the rest of his life. Think of the publicity for those causes you care about. Think about the kids.
The kids? Yeah. All right. We'll do it for Daisy and the kids who suffer. I'll take care of changing the tickets to your name and send it to you. Get him. Make him pay.
I will.
Make him
Thank
pay.
you so much. Stacy was as good as her word. I received the ticket. I called my chief to let him know I was taking my vacation time. I had coming. I flew to Istanbul. I was finally going to nail the monster responsible for Daisy Armstrong's death, Michael Clark's death, even his accomplice, and, I suspected, so many others as well. You know the rest.
You know the rest. 第8章，第7章完成。你8成在想我是怎么来到这里的？干，还卡关呢，靠背。
And that's how I found myself on this train. On Ratchet's trail. The rest, you know. My identity is easily checked with the Berkshire Police.
Thank you for your detailed account, Mademoiselle Locke. In addition to giving us crucial details of the investigation, you have made it clear that there are many who might wish to see Ratchet dead. You have pursued Ratchet with, one might say, a vengeance. This could lead someone to believe you are a suspect.
Mademoiselle,
Suspect.
I admit that
But your story is credible. I believe you are innocent.
Yes, of course. That's clear.
Thank you for believing me. I'd like to help in any way I can.
Do not worry, Mademoiselle Locke. Already I see things more clearly. It's obvious whoever drugged you was trying to derail your investigation.
You mean the person who did this to me is Ratchet's killer?
Both Monsieur Michel and Fraulein Schmidt had the means and opportunity to drug you. While you get your strength back, I intend to interview them.
Excellent idea, my friend. All this excitement has
干这个他妈的整天肚子饿。
I'm sure Mademoiselle Locke won't say no to a good, invigorating meal.
What? No. I want to hear what the conductor and Fräulein Schmidt have to say for themselves.
It is my duty to ensure the well-being of the passengers. If Dr. Constantine has no objection, I will escort you to the restaurant car.
On the contrary, some food will do her the greatest good.
Well, I'm still a little shaky. Mr. Poirot, will you please keep me informed about what you learn?
You may be certain of it.
You may be certain. Who killed the Ratchet?
All that snow.
Are you familiar with the concept of entropy, Monsieur McQueen?
Mr. Poirot, I didn't see you. Entropy? Randomness in a system or something?
Yes, unpredictability. Even the best laid plans can go astray, thanks to something as simple as...
An unexpected passenger?
Perhaps. Or snow.
No.
Book is a collector, and not surprisingly, he collects trains.
Trains. 那你这边有
Are you all right, Mr. Poirot? And Ms. Locke? Has she had symptoms again?
I didn't mean to disturb you, Doctor. Everything progresses satisfactorily.
嘿嘿，啊，这一关有几个那个？3个。我猜你的房间有1个啊，医生。没有哎、他房间没有，我以为有哎、亮亮的，制作组在炫耀，干我做了这么多的星空哦，很漂亮哦。好解谜，它卡成狗一样哦。你看这边怎么有储存？刚刚突然卡住哎！我房间又藏了一个吧？没有啊。
I have nothing to ask them at the moment. I should leave them alone.
OK。
Good evening, Fräulein Schmidt. May I disturb you for a moment?
You asked so politely, mein Herr, but I do not think I have a choice.
I wanted to let you know that your roommate, Mademoiselle Locke, is awake.
Ah, yes.
Is
I'm glad to hear
awake.
that. I was worried about her. Did she tell you what had happened to her?
Unfortunately, she doesn't remember much, but we found a residue of a sleeping pill in her cup of tea. Since you two were alone together in your room when she drank it, who else but you could have dragged her?
Must I point out I do not make the tea on this train? You should question the conductor or the kitchen staff.
认罪。
I know you have sleeping pills, Fräulein.
I do have some. Do you think I'm the only person on this train who finds it difficult to sleep? I believe the Countess Andreni takes them. And I heard the Olsen woman thanking Mrs. Hubbard for a pill.
That was aspirin.
If you say so.
Aspirin, if you say so. 啊，错了。
Mademoiselle Locke could have died. Whoever drugged her must not feel any empathy for their fellow human beings, given the dose that Mademoiselle Locke ingested. She was close to death.
Oh my God. What did I do? I didn't want to hurt her. Just have her sleep for a few hours while we had time.
We? Time for what? Time for what, Madame Schmidt?
You think I feel nothing? Nothing? That poor little girl.
Indeed, that poor little girl. Fräulein
Poor
Schmidt is
little
somehow
girl.
connected to the Armstrong case.
关联是什么？
I must admit I'm not right this time.
哎，不是吗？哦，
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Fräulein Schmidt, I have a certain reputation for sniffing out.
I am not a murderer.
Forgive me, but I was going to say brilliant chefs. You were the Armstrong family's cook, were you not?
But yes. I was the cook of that lovely, lovely family. I'm sorry, but I must ask you to give me some time to collect myself. It wasn't supposed to be like this. My darling, my poor darling child.
I will give you that time, Fräulein. You have given me much more in exchange. I must check in with my other suspects to make certain I have all the pieces of the puzzle in my possession.
Okay.
Can I get you something, Monsieur Poirot? Everyone is so tense.
An aperitif soon, Monsieur Fauchet, with pleasure, when the matter is resolved.
Okay. 嘿，一个藏在这里。
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend.
Jean, you've mixed everything up again. Oh, I can't find the coffee liqueur for tonight's dessert.
嘿嘿，我找无啦。得得得得。
Not now! Not now! I have a dinner to prepare. Would you interrupt Michelangelo or Da Vinci?
Da Vinci. Da Vinci， 你有没有看到八字胡啊？哎，你怎么挂在这里？
Another delightful trophy for my collection.
哇，这可以直接进来啊！都不用敲门。
Good evening, Michel. Am I bothering you? You seem stressed.
With everything that's going on, I must admit it's difficult to be relaxed.
Of course, I understand. Especially since we know that Detective Locke's tea was drugged before it was served to her.
Detective?
Come now, Michel. Surely you would have taken the opportunity to search her things and found her badge. Luckily, she woke up and was finally able to tell us her story.
Otaru boiled the water, Jean made the tea. I just brought it. Sir, it could have been any of the staff.
Your defense is to accuse others?
Do we?
You have a network connection?
No, unfortunately. It's just an automatic reminder to pay my rent. I always forget, and my landlord complains.
Pierre Michel had to be involved in the murder. The drugged tea, his post at the end of the hall, and now I know why I know more than one of those people on the screen.
左边那个人是谁？ Nice。中间那个人是谁 ？Good。右边那个人是谁
？Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
好吧。
Good.
好的嘛。
That was easy. You are the father of Suzanne Moreau, Daisy Armstrong's nanny. My condolences on the death of your wife.
What? But my wife...
Enough lies. Suzanne does not bear your name?
No. Suzanne's mother and I were divorced. Suzanne kept her mother's name.
My most sincere condolences, Monsieur Michel, on the deaths of Suzanne and your wife.
This job, I loved them, but I was never there for them. Then, a year after the divorce, Solange became ill. Suzanne took her to this special hospital in the US. Got that job as Daisy's nanny.
I understand your pain, and the reason that led you to drug Detective Locke.
We really can't hide anything from you, can we?
Many have been foolish enough to try and keep the truth from Hercule Poirot.
Yes, I admit, I drugged the tea. But it was only to keep her quiet, until I could... But she reacted so much to the sleeping pills.
She was lucky, as are you, that she didn't die. To be frank, there is one more thing that puzzled me, but I think I understand now.
哈德曼先生是米歇尔先生的男友，哈德曼先生是米歇尔未来的女婿。
Monsieur Hardman was Suzanne's fiancé.
Huh. I have the impression my whole life to you is
我好想选
an
男
open
友
book.
哦。
Yes,
Oh.
Cyrus was my daughter's fiancé. I almost consider Cyrus as my own son.
Of course, much more is clear now. I have been patient long enough. It is time to go and see what all the commotion is next door. Monsieur Hardman, excellent. The gods who watch over detectives must have trapped you here.
Why didn't they watch over me? I'm a detective too. I was talking to Michelle about a leaky faucet, and I wanted to go out, but you showed up.
No need to invent some preposterous story.
But really,
Michelle has told me everything. You are the
Told
fiancé
me
of
everything.
Suzanne Moreau, his daughter.
Oh. I see.
Surely this is not a big surprise to you.
No. Suzanne was the only woman I ever loved. And I failed her. I got into a spat. It was nothing, but I was too proud to apologize. We weren't speaking at all. Suzanne never really cared for that guy Noah. She would have forgiven me. If only. If only.
If only. A common refrain between lovers who quarrel. Obviously, Pierre Michel and Fräulein Schmidt both drugged Detective Locke's tea, causing the overdose. No wonder she had so much trouble waking up. Time to report my findings to her and Book.
Hey!
Haha! Golden mustache.
Aha!
So, my friend, tell me, you have something new?
安眠药，等一下。
Mademoiselle Locke, I know who drugged you. Fräulein Schmidt and our conductor Pierre Michel both admitted putting sleeping pills into your tea. This explains your overdose. They are relieved you are recovering.
Michel drugged a passenger? On behalf of the company, I offer my apologies to you, Mademoiselle Locke. Michel will answer for this outrage.
Both of them? I was pretty sure about Fräulein Schmidt, but I admit that I did not suspect the conductor.
I have uncovered multiple connections with the Armstrong case. Pierre Michel is the father of Suzanne Moreau, little Daisy's nanny, and Monsieur Hartmann was Suzanne's fiancé. As for Hildegard Schmidt, she was the cook of the Armstrong family. What a coincidence, don't you think?
It's incredible! What are the odds that so many people linked to that tragic affair ended up on the same train?
About the same as you winning the lottery, my friend.
I wasn't the officer who interviewed Fräulein Schmidt back then, so she couldn't recognize me here on the train. How could they know who I was?
There were other passengers who might have. Or she may have seen you when you visited the Armstrong home. It is now clear to me that some of the clues to this elaborate plot were staged for my benefit.
希望我得出什么结论？
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Some clues and information collected so far could lead to a hypothesis. The murderer boarded the train in Vinkovsky, killed Ratchet, and then left the train immediately.
How did you come to that possibility?
Monsieur Hartmann told me about a short man with a high-pitched voice who threatened Ratchet. Imagine for a moment that this man, wearing a wagon-lit conductor's jacket, killed him while Michel was on the platform at Vinkovsky. This murderer then hid the conductor's jacket in Detective Locke's room, then fled before the train left.
Why choose Detective Locke's room?
Why, indeed. Let me re-explain from the beginning.
，From the beginning， 还原假线索。
That's the right answer.
That's the right answer.
Oui, that must be it. Everything fits so well.
It fits too well, my friend. Other clues lead to a second hypothesis, much more plausible.
假设2，维珍的假说是什么？
Et voilà. So, we have multiple murderers, all related to the Armstrong case. The murderer from Vinkovsky was a fabrication to turn suspicion away from those on the train. They expected the investigation to be led by some small-town official who could easily be misled.
Mr. Poirot?
Detective Locke, forgive me. You are an obvious exception. You tracked Ratchet with the tenacity of a bloodhound. Unfortunately for the killers, they not only had you to deal with, but now they had, and I say this with all modesty, the world's greatest detective, Hercule Poirot, dropped into the midst of their meticulous planning.
Multiple murderers? Multiple detectives? Poirot, please take pity on me. Who is linked to this case and who is not?
My poor friend, I have gone speeding out of the station without you. I will continue.
涉案的9个人，哇！然后，不是，2、3，有关啊，应该是有关。科长，那个侦探是哪一个啊？6。我忘记了，这个。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
我按错哪2个？他没关了。哦，是直接关系哦，间接也不行，间接就不算。
No, not good.
他吗？
That was easy.
Fräulein Schmidt, Pierre Michel, Monsieur Hardman, and Monsieur McQueen are all linked to the Armstrong case. I also know that Sonia Armstrong's sister and godmother, Countess Andreni and Princess Dragomirov, are on this train. And finally, Detective Locke discovered that Mr. Foscarelli was the Armstrong chauffeur.
If we add Detective Locke and Ratchet, of the 12 passengers in that coach, 9 have a connection with the Armstrong case. What next, Poirot? Or should I say, who next?
It is time to summon everyone.
Everyone? Even Dr. Constantine? The train crew other than Michel?
Dr. Constantine, yes. I will need him. But we don't want the others as witnesses.
I will see that their duties keep them occupied elsewhere.
Excellent. I have always thought this moment in a case is much like Rodin unveiling the thinker before a captivated audience. A work of art. Have you not felt that way, Detective?
No, Mr. Poirot. I'm happy just to slap the cuffs on him.
Well, there is some artistry in that as well, I suppose.
Where would you like the unveiling, Poirot? The lounge?
Perfect.
Then I will gather all the passengers in the lounge.
OK， 交于车厢，好。
Monsieur Bouc, are the train crew locked in their quarters?
Yes, they are.
Then the stage is set for the final act. Ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered you together to hear my reconstruction of the murder of Samuel Edward Ratchet, also known as Cassetti. There is not one, but 2 possible solutions of the crime. I shall put them both before you. and I shall ask Monsieur Bouc and Dr. Constantine here to judge which solution is the correct one.
2 solutions?
Mr. Poirot, I am hardly qualified.
Nevertheless, your assistance is required. Now, you all know the facts of the case. Ratchet was found stabbed to death this morning. He was last known to be alive at 12:37 a.m. last night when he spoke to the wagon-lit conductor through the door. His watch was found to be badly dented, and it had stopped at 1:15. Dr. Constantine, who examined the body, puts the time of death as having occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning. At half an hour after midnight, as you all know, the train ran into a snowdrift. After that time, it was impossible for anyone to leave the train. So, here is my first theory. The enemy, as Ratchet expected, joined the train at Vinkovsky by the door left open by Captain Arbuthnot and Monsieur McQueen, who had just descended to the platform. He was equipped with a wagon-lit jacket, which he wore over his ordinary clothes, and a pass key which enabled him to gain access to Ratchet's compartment in spite of the doors being locked. Ratchet was under the influence of a sleeping draught. This man stabbed him with great ferocity, 12 wounds in all. He left the compartment through the communicating door to Madame Hubbard's compartment.
Yes, that's so. Scared me half out of my wits.
The murderer thrust the dagger he had used into Mrs. Hubbard's handbag in passing. Without knowing it, he lost a button of his uniform. Then he slipped out of the compartment and along the corridor. He put the uniform jacket into Detective Locke's suitcase to cast suspicion on her. And a few minutes later, dressed in his ordinary clothes, he left the train just before it started off again, using the same means for egress, the door near the dining car. That is the first hypothesis. But there's a second. For that, we must examine the motive for the crime. Why was Ratchet killed? The motive is clear. Revenge, of course. Nothing was stolen. And we know that Ratchet had made many enemies. This was a premeditated crime, meticulously planned. Since the kidnapping and death of little Daisy Armstrong, which traumatized many people close to the family. Even when the police concluded that it was Suzanne Moreau, questions remained. Detective Locke continued her investigation, as did others. They became convinced the truth lay elsewhere. We now know who the real murderer of Daisy is. It is clear now that Daisy's killer was Ratchet, also known as Cassetti and Michael Clark and how many other names. But of course, many of you have known this for a long time. It is obvious that the 12 stab wounds are not a random number. Dr. Constantine's analysis revealed that some stab wounds appeared to have been caused by a right-handed attacker. Others indicated the knife wielder was left-handed. Some wounds were deep, more than one fatal, yet others were not much more than mere scratches. What can explain these discrepancies? This leads us to an obvious conclusion. They are symbolic. Come now, Poirot. Daisy was 3 years old. 12 stabs. 12! the same number as a trial jury in the United States. But not just a jury of 12 members condemning him to death, but 12 executioners as well. This self-appointed jury had meticulously planned for everything except
Snow.
Snow. The avalanche that stopped us, as well as the presence of not one but two detectives on the train. They had to improvise, to hastily add clues and false leads. The conductor's jacket, found in Detective Locke's suitcase, was put there only to cast suspicion upon her. The vial of vaping liquid incriminated Captain Arbuthnot. However, he had a solid alibi confirmed by Monsieur McQueen. Impossible then to suspect him. The time on Ratchet's broken watch was deliberately set to conceal the true time of the crime. This woman in a red kimono does not exist. I don't know which of the passengers it was. It does not really matter. It was just a performance, a charade to introduce another possible culprit to muddy the waters. All these false leads were intended for me. But I am Poirot. I understood the truth. We have a train full of suspects. It's time to identify who the real culprits are. Let's start with Detective Locke. I do not think that's the right answer. Planting the conductor's jacket in her suitcase was an attempt to implicate Detective Locke, but she couldn't fake her drugged condition. Dr. Constantine can testify that the drugged tea incapacitated her for hours, and she had 2 relapses. Let us move on to Monsieur McQueen. When I told him about Cassetti, he looked very surprised that I managed to make the connection between him and the Armstrong case. He told me, "But I thought we had..." I think he meant, "You thought you didn't leave any real clues linking the murder to the Armstrong kidnapping. Moreover, you insisted that Ratchet did not speak French when you knew I had heard a voice calling out in French that was supposed to be Ratchet." You took some pleasure in leaving me false clues, I think. It was quite annoying. But you told me yourself that your father was the district attorney who handled the Armstrong case.
The case haunted my father. At first, he believed Suzanne Moreau had helped her boyfriend, Noah, to kidnap Daisy, even though there were questions that went unanswered, and a young policewoman refused to let it go, continuing to find discrepancies, but never enough to reopen the official investigation.
That policewoman sits there. Her name is Joanna Locke.
Then tell him. Tell him how in the end my father believed you, how he resigned a job that he loved, racked with guilt that he may have let that monster go free. He died young, broken, his faith in justice broken. That's what Ratchet did to him.
Thank you for your honesty, Monsieur McQueen. Your father is one more victim of the man who called himself Ratchet.
Ratchet.
Now, I will turn to Ratchet's valet, Monsieur Masterman.
Masterman.
No, Poirot. Remember Ratchet's sleeping pills. Ratchet sensed danger close to him and naturally wanted to stay awake. You gave him sleeping pills without his knowledge. Once he was sound asleep, you could do what you had to do in peace.
Sir, I'll tell you the truth. I was Colonel Armstrong's adjutant in the war, sir, and afterwards, I was his valet in New York. I'm afraid I concealed the fact this morning. It was very wrong of me, sir, but I knew how suspicious it would look.
Is that all you have to say?
That's all, sir.
That's all, sir.
Now, to leave no suspicious stone unturned, let us move on to Monsieur Book.
What? Me? A suspicious stone?
不行！哇，看一下。看超好笑。
His lofty position as director does not clear him of suspicion. Murderers can come in all shapes and sizes. Book, my friend, of course you are not guilty. You did everything you could to get me on this train. What madness would cause you to ensure, and I speak with all modesty, that the best detective in the world could be present to witness your crime?
But doesn't our friendship count as well?
Most assuredly, but a murderer can wear all sorts of masks, including friendship. Let us consider our ever-efficient wagon-lit conductor, Pierre Michel.
Pierre Michel. 笑。
No, that is his motive.
真正实
I
体的
need
证据，
real, tangible
不是
proof.
关机。
Your admission that you drugged Detective Locke immediately incriminates you, but the murder could not have been possible without your very capable assistance. Your knowledge of train procedures made the murder possible, and your position in the corridor of the train allowed you to be the perfect alibi for several passengers. And your motive? Suzanne Moreau, Daisy Armstrong's poor nanny, who was wrongly accused and committed suicide, was your daughter.
C'est un foiré. He got what he deserved. My poor daughter has finally been avenged. My Suzanne. My child.
Let's move on now to Monsieur Hardman, one of 3 detectives on this train.
咦，笑，不笑。
Monsieur Hardman, I think you are a real detective, but you were never hired by Ratchet. Your alibi was that you were watching the corridor to protect Ratchet, which, of course, you never did. You protected Pierre Michel. However, we just saw that his alibi doesn't hold up, so neither does yours.
I don't know about the conductor.
Being Suzanne's fiancé, you had a substantial motive to punish Ratchet. You used your detective skills, just as Detective Locke did, to hunt him down and finally avenge the death of your beloved.
That's right, Mr. Poirot. I do have some detective skills.
I never doubted it. Now, Fraulein Schmidt, the lady's maid with the soul of a cook.
Of a cook. 不行，笑。4。
Although she tried to protect the princess when I presented her with the embroidered handkerchief, that's not evidence she committed murder.
Oh.
Fraulein Schmidt, you told me of your remorse for drugging Detective Locke. I believe you are sincere. However, as the cook of the Armstrong family, you experienced the drama from within. The death of Daisy, then Sonia Armstrong, who died in childbirth, and finally, Suzanne and John Armstrong.
So much misfortune in that poor family. The death of this criminal is only justice.
Let us move on to Countess Andreni. I was impressed by the earnestness of her husband when he swore to me solemnly on his honor that his wife never left her compartment that night. Should I believe it?
Should I believe it? 不行。
Even if it seems logical, it's more complicated than that.
我觉得不是她啦，
I believe Countess Andreni.
是她老公吧？
Countess Andreni is young and fit, physically quite capable of stabbing Ratchet. The problem must be somewhere else.
Somewhere
On the
else.
contrary, this fact
不是啊。
gives her a motive for murder. Countess Andreni,
不是啊，
being
关道
Sonia
德，靠
Armstrong's
腰。
sister, you had every reason in the world to want to avenge her. But you were incapable of stabbing someone, even after what he had done to you and your family. The night of the crime, you simply took a sleeping pill. I appreciate...
等一下。OK， 没事没事。
the irony that nearby, Detective Locke was also in a drugged sleep. When you awoke, you thought the nightmare was over.
Rudolph?
Hush, my love. Hush.
Excellent transition. I was coming to you, Count Andreni.
不行，笑。是，
12 people, a jury. This was very important to all of you. If Countess Andreni did not stab Ratchet, someone had to take her place. And you, Count, the beloved husband. I've seen how fiercely you love and protect your wife.
Enough! I would do anything for Helena. Anything. Even that.
Yes, even that. Let's move on to Monsieur Foscarelli.
笑，是。
I do not think that's the
哎
right，
为什么？哎，关他屁事。
Detective Locke found out that you were the Armstrong chauffeur, and that you planned to travel on the same train at the same time as Ratchet. That is what made her decide to obtain a ticket as well. Unfortunately, she could not prevent the murder. Have you lost your tongue, Mr. Foscarelli?
Oh, Daisy. She was the delight of the house.
我听好。
Tonio, she called me. And she would sit in the car and pretend to drive me.
And you, Mademoiselle Olson, a champion for the immigrants, a worthy calling. Admittedly, she lied to me about Mademoiselle Debenham's schedule.
哎，这不能证明。
But one lie does not convict her. Mademoiselle Olson, you supported Madame Hubbard's story about her connecting door latch. A story that I later demonstrated to be impossible. So, you deliberately lied to me, and you also lied about Mademoiselle Debenham's whereabouts.
Enough! I can't take this anymore. I know what you want from me, Mr. Poirot. Very well. Here it is. She was my little Daisy, my angel, so patient. When I patched a scrape or took her temperature, that was my job. But she was so much more to me. She was a shining light in an ever-darkening world. I've tried to honor her by caring for children who have lost everything.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Olson. You too shed light on your part in this mystery.
Suzanne Moreau was Daisy's nanny.
按错了，抱歉。
You were Daisy Armstrong's nurse. I will ask you no more questions. It is enough that you have admitted what I know to be the truth, and I understand. Let's move on. Dr. Constantine.
You suspect me? I know none of these people. I didn't know Ratchet either, and I've taken a solemn oath to help people, not murder them.
不行。协助。
Dr. Constantine was certainly
没有
helpful to my investigation, but that does not prove he is innocent.
You are one of the few people in this room not to have any connection with the Armstrong case. Moreover, your alibi is confirmed by Monsieur Bouc, whom I would trust with my life.
That is very kindly said, my friend.
We now come to Mademoiselle Debenham and Captain Arbuthnot, whose relationship was not in doubt from the moment I inspected your room at the hotel.
You have a bloody nerve.
Indeed, I do.
We're getting married.
Congratulations. But I would rather talk about your relationship to John Armstrong.
Armstrong? 上尉和我想想哦。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
哎，不是兄弟吗？
I must admit I'm not right this time.
哎
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. I do not think that's the right answer.
啊，园丁啊，拍谁？
No, no, no.
哎，
no,
不
not
对，
good.
厨师。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
哦，最有可能是士兵啊。
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Captain Arbuthnot, you served in the army with John Armstrong. What I don't understand is why a man your age is still a captain. One might expect you to be a colonel as well.
Ever fought in a war, Poirot?
It was war that first brought me to England.
Then you know what it's like. There's a shattering sound, and death, and mistakes, acting on intelligence that proved to be wrong. I sent a patrol to their death. Good men, brave men, wasted. John testified on my behalf at a court-martial. I'm not a colonel. I don't deserve to be, you bloody fool. But I'm also not in prison. John remained my best friend until... There, you have my story. Understand now?
Archie, calm down, please.
You're right, Mary. What you see in me, I don't understand.
Oh, Archie, I see in you what John saw.
Miss Debenham, I'm sorry.
My turn, is it?
I'm afraid so. And you have caused me quite a puzzlement. Your connection with the Armstrong family was not obvious. Then I remembered the job you currently hold.
You currently hold. 我记得是老师哎。
Et voilà.
You were the teacher of... You were the teacher of Helena Andrény, whose maiden name was Helena Goldenberg before she married Count Andrény.
Yes, absolutely. Why lie to you? She was an excellent student.
Captain Arbuthnot.
No, Poirot. I'm not the train. You are on the wrong track.
干嘛？上尉你也做事哦？为什么？
No, his vial found at the crime scene was a decoy.
You had one of the strongest alibis, thanks to Mr. McQueen. But his testimony melted like a snowflake. There went your alibi. Poof! Unless you have another one. As for you, Mademoiselle Debenham,
我觉得他有啦。
Her close relationship with someone guilty in the case, even her motive, do not necessarily make her guilty.
Mademoiselle Olsen was the only one who could confirm your alibi. I think you know where you stand.
Very good, Mr. Poirot. Are you satisfied?
I will be soon. Now I must turn to Sonia Armstrong's godmother, Princess Dragomirov.
Princess Dragomirov 他不行是怎样？那没有笑。
Princess Dragomirov, you weren't on my list of suspects at the start, given your social position.
I left my social position in a cold country.
Do you object to being addressed as Princess?
I deny people the opportunity. It makes a good story to tell their friends. It also guarantees a good table in the best restaurants.
Princess, there is also, forgive me, your extreme physical fragility.
It does not stop me when I must be strong.
Indeed. Of more importance, though, is the fact that you're the only left-handed person on the train. And the single blow to Ratchet from a left-handed person was very, forgive me, weak. Finally, I'm afraid I know the alibi that you shared with Fraulein Schmidt is false.
You have been very thorough, sir. I hope you will permit me to say we are much alike.
I am honored.
I am unknown.
Now it is time to end with Mrs. Hubbard, or should I say...
Ronnie?
Poirot, that is not a good answer.
Linda Arden.
Ooh!
If Princess Dragomirov hadn't told me about her relationship with this famous actress, I might not have made the connection. But you are a great actress, madame. Your performance as a flighty, self-involved woman was superb. I never would have guessed something entirely different. As for what ties you to the Armstrong family, it is obvious.
我记得是姐姐呢。
I do not think that's the right answer. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
Oh, 是妈妈哦。
That's the right answer.
Mrs. Hubbard, you are the mother of Sonia Armstrong and Mrs. Andreni.
要，那你一定是有的啊。
The fact that Mrs. Hubbard has direct access to Ratchet's room is no accident, but it does not incriminate her directly.
Madame Hubbard, you really are a remarkable actress. You put so much effort into your character and into staging the murder. I saw it as a perfect mosaic, each person playing his or her allotted part. So carefully arranged that if suspicion should fall on any one person, the evidence of one or more of the others would clear the accused person and confuse the issue. Everything was meticulously planned. But you hadn't expected that Detective Locke and I would be on this train, and the avalanche would block it on the night of the murder. You had to improvise. But again, improvisation would be another of your skills as an actress. So you came up with the story that the latch on the door that communicated with Ratchet's compartment was hidden by the handbag.
I always fancied myself in comedy parts. That slip about the sponge bag was silly. Shows you should always rehearse properly. You know all about it, Mr. Poirot. You're a very wonderful man, but even you can't quite imagine what it was like. That awful day. I was just crazy with grief. So were the servants. We decided then and there that the sentence of death that Ratchet had escaped had got to be carried out. There were 12 of us, or rather 11. Suzanne's father was over in France, of course. First, we thought we'd draw lots as to who should do it, but in the end we decided on this way. It was the driver, Antonio, who suggested it. Mary worked out all the details later with Hector McQueen. It took a long time to perfect our plan. We first had to track Ratchet down. Hardman managed that in the end. Then we had to try and get Edward and Hector into his employment. Well, we managed that. Then we had a consultation with Suzanne's father. Captain Arbuthnot was very keen on having 12 of us. He seemed to think it made it more orderly. He didn't like the stabbing idea much, but he agreed that it did solve most of our difficulties. Well, Suzanne's father was willing. Suzanne had been his only child. We knew from Hector that Ratchet would be coming back from the east sooner or later by the Orient Express. With Pierre Michel actually working on that train, the chance was too good to be missed. My daughter's husband had to know, of course, and he insisted on coming on the train with her. Hector wrangled it so that Ratchet selected the right day for traveling when Michel would be on duty. And then, at the last minute, you came. For the rest of the story, you worked out everything, Mr. Poirot. You were right about all of us. What are you going to do about it? If it must all come out, can't you lay the blame upon me, and me only? I would have stabbed that man 12 times willingly. It wasn't only that he was responsible for my daughter's death, and her child's, and that of the other child who might have been alive and happy now. It was more than that. There had been other children kidnapped before Daisy, and there might be others in the future. Society had condemned him. We were only carrying out the sentence, but it's unnecessary to bring all these others into it, all these good, faithful souls.
You are a director of the company, Monsieur Bouc. What do you say?
What do you say?
In my opinion, Poirot, the first theory you put forward was the correct one. Decidedly so. I suggest that is the solution we offer to the police. You agree, Doctor?
Certainly, I agree. As regards the medical evidence, I think that I made one or two fantastic suggestions.
Then, having placed my solution before you, I have the honor to retire from the case.
Ah, 没了，靠腰。
I'm sorry to wake you up in the middle of the night, Poirot, but it couldn't wait. There was a detail that bothered me in my preliminary autopsy of Ratchet's body. I went back to examine the body and I discovered a wound covered by another. The blow I hadn't seen was delivered by a thinner, sharper blade. So there were not 12, but 13 stab wounds.
12 stabs for 12 jurors. It doesn't work with 13 wounds. The symmetry is destroyed.
It can't be one of the culprits who stabbed him twice?
Doctor, a different knife was used. There is only one explanation. Somehow, some way, There is
Subway.
a 13th murderer on this train. We must tell Book. The case is not solved.
The case is not over. Uncle, Uncle, Uncle， 第8章，哇，好帅哦！哦，车继续走了。
Please come in. Ah, Book. I see we are moving at last.
Yes. The way was finally cleared while we slept. If all goes well, we will arrive in Venice this evening. The train will be there for several hours for refueling and reprovisioning. What do we do with the 13th murderer? Do you have a lead?
I thought about it. There is one clue that was left aside in my investigation. The diary I found in Ratchet's safe mentioned an appointment in Venice. Someone with the initials A.W. He will never keep the appointment. But there should be enough time. I must try to keep that appointment for him.
Hmm?威尼斯吧，检查。AW。18号晚上10点，然后在哪里啊？Call DC 哦，他们用 DC 哦，这么的那个先进。
I must admit I'm not right this time. This is wrong.
为什么都会翻理发
I
师啊
must？admit I'm not right this time.
我会翻理发师啊，好怪哦。
That's the right answer.
"坏牛哎、啊，先这样子啊，6点多了，我要去吃晚餐了，各位。应该也没有人在看了，吃晚餐再说。啊，这关有几个哦？有4个哦，这么多哦。好啦，先这样。储存。好，先挂了，各位。先这样啦。好。各位，拜拜。